Abusia, Yasemo, Ayadia, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Abusia Maniboni, Echemu, Echese Pape, Nibu of Fu Papa, Bibi Bisa, DNSC, Diana Bay, Nutaba Pay, Ebu Atum, Fu, a year. Alexander AfenyoMarkins, Enya Abusia, we dear mamma Cassapasi, connected in some Black Empire Media, just a more a day about bonting. ATM credit goes to a year Black Rasta, any a Black Empire Media, or no, and a day sound come away a day by Abusia. We perceive so with tea, we be our Madian Sobecha, a way comment session. Dear Alexander AfenyoMarkins, I hear a nunti ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Abusia, the book of intimacy.
Mahama Ãngry. As AfenyoMarkins falls in big trouble. Now, President John Dramani Mahama is the ish. Everybody is talking about the second coming. You better call it the Second World War of John Dramani Mahama. He came back. Miraculously, he became president again when prophets had, in fact, pushed him and relegated him to the back burner. He rose like a column of mercury in the mercury thermometer on heat to the top. And he was able to make it into the presidency again. And this time round, he told us his secret. He told us one thing. I prayed to God and told God, if you make me president again, I will live to the letter. I will leave a legacy that will mesmerize you and all your angels in heaven. And God nodded and said, go ahead and do it. God did not tell him, your other guy, the predecessor, told me the same thing, that he will build a house for me. Should I make him a president? He cried and wailed at the Wailing Wall right there in the palace of King Solomon in Israel. I hearkened to his call, and he's let me down. But I judge every man by his heart. I see you have a clean heart. Let's see how it goes. Within 1 year, oh my God, the Ghana cedi gave the American dollar a big run for its money. Oh gosh, Ghanaians started to heave a sigh of relief when inflation came down. Today, as we speak, inflation is only 3% in Ghana. What a country. I love to drink oat milk. Oh yes, I don't drink cow milk. Today I went to the shop to buy that. Hitherto it was 75 Ghana cedis per pack. Today they told me it was 55 Ghana cedis. I said, oh my God, Ghana is beginning to work one more time. Thank God he listened to the prayer of this man here called John Dramani Mahama. Oh my God. Listen, from one point to the other, he mesmerized Ghanaians and the whole universe. Apart from inflation coming down, apart from the Ghana cedi giving the American dollar a good run for the money, John Dramani Mahama has also restored a lot of nationalism into Ghanaians. He made it clear when he sat in the presidency, anyone, the first person to bring me a scandal as a president in my second coming, woe betides you. And he held that as close to himself like his jugular vein. This is John Dramani Mahama, my brother, my sister, the president of the Republic of Ghana. Everywhere he goes, Pan-Africanism flows. He was in Zambia and he fugulized the whole of the Zambia, to the point that this fugulization became a fugulity. And everybody in that country is now beginning to wear fugu and feel good about this wonderful thing. The last time I checked, Zambians are getting ready to celebrate the Ghana Independence Day, where fugu would be on full display in different colors. Oh my God. The fugulization of Zambia is totally fugulized. And I am so excited about that. Can I tell you more? Come here. My brother, my sister. Now, President Mahama, as is required by the Constitution of the Republic, had to tell us exactly in Parliament the state of the nation. And he gave us that address, simply called SONA, the State of the Nation Address. And he spoke amidst all the pomp and pageantry, all the heckling, all the nonsensical behavior in Parliament from people who are supposed to be called honorables. My brother, my sister, he rose out of the clouds and he stood like St. Paul in the Bible. Hallelujah. He spoke and told them within 1 year what he has been able to achieve in his second coming. Everyone was mesmerized. It looked like the opposition party in Ghana, the NPP, is always trying to brew a certain storm of controversy and scandal to be able to pin the John Dramani Mahama government. And he spoke and finished speaking to a huge applause, and everybody was smiling cheek to cheek. It was time now for the minority to speak, represented by Alexander AfenyoMarkins. Oh my God. He spoke like a kindergarten boy who had just seen a candy and had lost his senses. My brother, my sister, he spoke out of bitterness and anger for a man he was expecting to have flopped by now, as dictated by his party in the spirit. And when he held the microphone, this was what he told Ghanaians in this 5-minute rant. Watch this.
Speaker, with respect, let me thank you for the opportunity and thank Mr. President for living up to this constitutional obligation. But Mr. Speaker, what the President failed to tell the people of Ghana is that 1 year in government, he's still acting with slogans, no action. Mr. Speaker, electricity tariffs have skyrocketed and Ghanaians cannot afford electricity. We have thousands of Ghanaian youths who are, Mr. Speaker, can they be quiet and listen? Because if they misconduct themselves, we'll do the same thing to their leader. Keep quiet. Don't take away my time. If you don't keep quiet and listen to me, your leader cannot speak. If you don't know, I'm telling you. Mr. Speaker, thousands of Ghanaian youths were dismissed through a letter by the Chief of Staff. It's part of the State of the Nation. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, there is a scandal looming. Security services recruitment, TribeNet, we know who brought that company to the ministry. Kama has a way. And we, the minority, will pursue the person and make sure there's full disclosure. Mr. Speaker, the cocoa farmers, they have reduced producer price and Erikopoku cannot be found. They don't care about cocoa farmers and they are here telling us inflation, macroeconomics is ready. Macroeconomics is ready. Mr. Speaker, Galamsey continues. Ghanaians continue to suffer under this Galamsey hardship. And we expect concrete action to be taken on Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, our elders say, give credit where credit is due. Mr. President is telling us today that some gains have been made. Those gains through this goal for reserve. Mr. Speaker, the goal for reserve policy, what they have failed to tell Ghanaians is that the Bawumia that they attack, Mr. Speaker, the Bawumia that they attack, the Bawumia that you attacked, proud of this policy. Mr. Speaker, I would want to urge the government, give to Bawumia what belongs to Bawumia. And Mr. Speaker, we are happy they are showing a picture trying to embarrass the former finance minister. We've seen, but very soon and very soon, let me assure you that somebody, a senior appointee who is in charge of this tribe net, would go to jail. So the one behind tribe net, the one who introduced tribe net to the ministry, who is chopping money, Mr. Speaker, we are happy you are showing. Very soon we'll bring a picture. Then you will see the one in charge of TribeNet duping innocent Ghanaians, duping their unemployed youths. There are many youths who are looking for jobs, and this TribeNet, with the connivance of an appointee of government, she will be exposed. So you continue with Kenoforiata. Soon and very soon it will be your turn. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that this side of the house, we are ready today to debate on this SONA. And by Monday, the true SONA will be revealed by the minority. By Monday, we, the minority, will present to the people of Ghana the true state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, that said, let me thank you for the opportunity, and I wish Mr. President well. Thank you very much.
You could see the vituperations, hear the vituperations of a frustrated politician. Totally frustrated. We are trying to scandalize you. We are trying to find scandals, but we can't find any. What kind of man are you? We have to create scandals, sew those into clothing, and put those on you so that you would wear the clothes of scandal. That's what I see. You are trying to embarrass Kenoforiata. Wait and see. Tit for tat. We will embarrass that woman who brought TribeNet to the government and has been duping innocent Ghanaians, unemployed Ghanaians. This is serious. Did you see the face of President Mahama when he mentioned TribeNet? Did you see the face of President Mahama when he said that this woman and TribeNet have collaborated to dupe innocent Ghanaians? Mahama, at this point, the last thing he wants to hear is a scandal in his government. He wants to leave a clean sheet. And in retirement, many people will look up to him and say, Mr. President, because of you, we want to be politicians. For now, the name of politicians and politics totally bad in the Ghanaian arena. My brother, my sister, AfenyoMarkins, that was what he said. Now, after saying this, Mahama left feeling very, very down. The first thing he whispered to his people, investigate this. AfenyoMarkins intentionally decided to use the State of the Nation address to reach out to the wider world and try to smear scandal on this government. He did it intentionally. My brother, my sister, if you have anything about TribeNet, why do you not call on the authorities and deal with it? But you wait and come to Parliament, State of the Nation address, when the whole focus of the nation is here. And then you mention this. When President Mahama was so much angry, he ordered that, hey, investigate this. And in Parliament, something happened. The Interior Minister and also the MP for Asawase right there in Kumasi, Muntaka Mubarak Alhaj, spoke, and you could feel the anger in him. Majority leader in parliament, Mahama Ayarga, also spoke with the anger of a mad volcano. Brother, AfenyoMarkins also spoke. He's in a very huge trouble. He has been drawn and dragged like a bag of charcoal straight to the Privileges Committee, where I was dragged to several years back to answer some questions. My brother, my sister, he will go there. The MPs are angry with him. Even his own side, there are people who are angry with him. For them, this could have been handled better. Is he politicking? Especially when he said, oh, you are doing this to Ken, eh? You are trying to embarrass him, eh? We would also embarrass you by telling you exactly who is behind TribeNet. Let us go to the Parliament House. This is a very short tape, and listen to the anger back to back like a chain reaction bombardier. My brother, my sister, when we return, we will conclude. Watch this.
On Friday, during the State of the Nation address, the minority leader got up here. Even before then, Mr. Speaker, if you recollect, you were in the chair. On Thursday, when he started this allegation, I took the opportunity on the floor to correct him and show him and even encourage him that if he wanted information, he could write, and I'll furnish him with all the details. He decided to take advantage of the State of the Nation when the whole world was listening to us to say categorically that the current internal security recruitment is scandalous. There's corruption looming. People will go to prison. He said it on this floor. And I'm saying that, Mr. Speaker, based on our standing order 31, E and F, that is contemptuous. And I'm saying that let's give him an opportunity to go to privileges where you have all the ample time and opportunity to provide all his allegations so that we'll meet him there with our facts.
Honorable Minister of Interior, I am not too sure you want us to pursue this matter. I repeat, because you and I know what we know. Let the referral be made. Let there be a public hearing. Let AfenyoMarkins, who these days is seen as perhaps, according to the allegation, I'm saying something which is untruthful and all that, and because of that, it is a breach of parliamentary privilege. Mr. Speaker, you have the wisdom to exercise a discretion. I will avail myself, should you exercise that discretion, to a public hearing, and then the matter can be brought to a peaceful rest.
I thought that there would be a denial that a statement like that was not made. But there's no such denial, except an allusion that he even knows more. Mr. Speaker, we are happy to hear the more. We want to hear it in public. Mr. Speaker, the attempt to scandalize this government will not happen, because some people every week register a scandal. They must create scandals for the NDC government. Even where there is no scandal, they want to manufacture a scandal. If indeed a minister or a senior NDC person has any interest in the company that is providing the service, we want to hear it. We want to know that minister so that we will take action against that minister. Because this president has promised that any minister who is involved in a scandal, he will remove that minister. We have records that show that in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2021, the same company was engaged by the NPP government to provide the same service. You must substantiate it in this chamber, in the full glare of all the media houses. Otherwise, we in the NDC, we will insist on the most severe punishment on you.
The fact that this matter has been referred to privileges does not mean that the person is guilty. That is why I said all suspects are supposed to be deemed innocent. I am not pronouncing on the guilt of the minority leader or otherwise.
It is clear. They are trying to manufacture scandal upon scandal, scandal after scandal. Unfortunately, the precedence is totally inundated in nothingness. It's not happening. Now, Mr. President is angry. Right in front of him, he's been told that he is supervising over thievery using TribeNet. We have done on our search, we've done our search on TribeNet, and we'll go deeper into it another time. My brother, my sister, TribeNet is 100% Ghanaian-owned IT company. Let me not even start it. We will look at who owns it, who registered it, and who are behind it. Then we will try to conjecture exactly if there's anything like a senior appointee in the government is linked to this, at least technically and formally. Today, my brother, my sister, AfenyoMarkins is out there to embarrass the government because his government was inundated in so much controversy. One scandal to the other. This must happen in this regime as well. But the president has said that this will not happen. And that is what he has kept to himself, close to his bosom. And so far, so good. Why is AfenyoMarkins bent on scandalizing this government? Now, the saddest part of the whole thing is this. As told to us by Alhaj Mubarak Muntaka, he said AfenyoMarkins approached him in Parliament and told him that he had a feeling, that he had heard that there was a senior appointee in his government that was embroiled in the TribeNet controversy. And Muntaka, the interior minister, said, no, my brother, there's nothing like that. But between us, quietly write to us to formalize the whole thing, officialize it. We will respond to you so that it can be documented rather than just the chit chat we are having right now. Do you understand? He said, oh, yeah, understand. I will do that. Only for him to choose the State of the Nation address to vent his parochial spleen on the NDC and the good people of this country. Such people are not patriots. Such people are only playing to the gallery. Such people do not mean well. Such people are dirty politicians. They don't care where Ghana heads, as long as they make the party in power unpopular, so they can get the chance at the ladder, climb to the top. May they flop and fail. Politicians like this do not encourage discerning minds to ever think politics as a career. Now the president is angry. He's angry because somebody who is supposed to be an honorable has made an allegation. How come nobody told him about this all this while? And now it's been brought to his knowledge right at his very first outing of the State of the Nation address. That's why the president is angry. And AfenyoMarkins will go to the Privileges Committee like I did. He will sit down there and it will be broadcast to the whole Ghana. We will be there with our cameras and listen to him tell us the source of that braggadocio, that extra Dutch courage that he had in Parliament to vituperate and to rant. We will find out the source of the braggadocio. And I'm excited that a president will quickly say, hey, go after Kofi Kansa. Pull him out. Let him tell us the source of this information so we can investigate. Every Ghanaian should be excited about it. That a president who gives you the opportunity for you to come and reveal more should be a president of praise, isn't it? If you are worth your salt and not a liar, when you make a remark and a man gives you the opportunity to amplify your voice, what do? You thank him. Because this is what you want the nation to know. Unless you are a propagandous politician. If you are a propagandous politician, full of Dutch courage, find out what that means. That is when you play with the minds of people that you should be serving. To the president, I want to say thank you so much. AfenyoMarkins, you saw how his gaze fell. He was crestfallen when he was speaking. Look at the energy with which he spoke with that Dutch courage at the State of the Nation address. I'm sure the minority pushed him on and said, hey, Kasa, hey, leader, Kasa, push them, show them. As a leader, you have to speak. Even if you don't have common sense, you have to speak. If you have nothing sensible to say, still speak, because you are paid to speak and not to think. You see why we suffer as a nation? AfenyoMarkins would have been the best candidate if he had come out to say, Mr. President, we love how the nation is going. You are such a brilliant president. You've been able to achieve A, B, C, D, as you mentioned to us. We hope that you'll be able to tackle this and that as well. He would have been a better leader. But no, he's not being paid to praise a president for doing something good. He's being paid to poo-poo on anything positive coming from a sitting president. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I thank the president. We are giving you the opportunity. We will follow it to the letter and see how it goes. And to Mutaka, thank you for telling us that this guy previously approached you and you told him the right channel so you could give him in-depth information. But he decided to play the vagabond, to go out there and play to the gallery. I thank Ayarga for saying that they are going to prompt the highest form of punishment for this guy. And I thank the speaker for reminding us that this guy is not guilty until we reach the end of the bridge. Hallelujah. It's the black pots. AKA Kukushonemo. And here we speak ultimately the truth to power.